Today, we see each other's lives on display, or at least we see the version of lives that people are willing to show. And we take the backstage of our life and compare it to someone's possibly real and quite possibly glamorized version of life. And the reality is that I, and most likely you, will continue to compare ourselves to someone else. It is simply in our nature. Usually, this experience is overwhelmingly negative. But today I want to talk to you about how we might be able to turn it into something positive. But to get to the positive, we first need to understand where we might be going wrong. So, when we compare ourselves to others and the emotion we end up feeling is jealousy, we really just need to ask ourselves, why is that? And understand where that emotion is coming from, because often trying to understand your emotions will lead you to realizations about yourself and about why you feel certain things. And it you might just come out of it realizing that you don't need to be where that other person is at this moment in life. And maybe that you don't even want the kind of life that they are living. We all have insecurities. Some of us have less of them, some of us have more. But the thing about destructive comparison is that it hurts all of us because it feeds into our existing insecurities and drives us into a state of self doubt. Destructive comparison makes us think that we are less than, and it makes us question our capabilities, which then leads to us making fewer, bolder choices and losing very valuable opportunities. And it just leads to this vicious cycle of insecurities, which then turn into self doubt, which then turn into making fewer, bolder choices and lost opportunities and stagnation. And then we take this life full with decisions made out of fear and insecurity, and we compare it to others, which just which just then ends up driving us into an even deeper state of insecurity, and the cycle continues. There are some positive outcomes to comparing yourself to others if it is done in a healthy way. One of them is self reflection. I think I touched a little bit on this when I was talking about jealousy. Sometimes we look at our friends, our neighbors, or our coworkers, and we look at where they are in life and maybe the achievements that they already have. And we think to ourselves, I want to be where they are, or I want their life. And that is okay to think or ask from yourself. But it is only okay if you can answer these two questions. Will this life make you happy? And in the process, ask yourself, what is it that does make me happy? And when do I want to get there? When do I want to achieve this? When I have asked myself these questions, I have come to the same conclusion over the past few years. I don't need that much. I want to be healthy and happy and loved. And yes, I have goals and ambitions. People who know me know that I am quite an ambitious person and I am quite goal oriented. But At the same time, I do want to enjoy that process of reaching that goal. I want to enjoy my growth, and I want to enjoy that period of my life where I am striving towards that achievement. So just take it at your own pace.
I think that most of us have someone that we admire. And I think that by default, to some extent, we also compare our lives to theirs. But if we can do it in a healthy way, and instead of saying, I want their life, you say, I want to achieve my dreams and I want to succeed in my goals and ambitions the same way that this person that I admire achieved and succeeded in theirs, then it becomes an entirely different conversation. And that is a conversation of growth. Because the person that you are comparing yourself to is ultimately your past self. You are comparing the person that you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, maybe. And you see and you compare how far you've come today in terms of maybe reaching your goals and reaching your dreams, or feeling more confident, or whatever it is that you have grown in. But what I feel is most important when you compare yourself to someone you admire or your past self is that you need to not only compare yourself 6 months ago or a year ago to where you are today and think of, oh, I haven't reached this or that goal. And think about all the small things that you actually have done in between then and now. Just remember to celebrate the small victories and the day-to-day wins, because they matter a lot more than you think they do. We often compare our lives to those who we perceive to be more successful. But if we just take that mindset and compare it to someone's life, someone who is struggling in whatever it may be, we can find ourselves having an incredibly humbling experience. And it just leads to the realization that too often we take our lives for granted. So just appreciate your life and appreciate what you have more. And so when you find yourself comparing to someone else, just remember that. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm filming. Well, you're filming too, but you're streaming, no?
We're both streaming, yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice to meet you guys. The problem the entire day. Well, the entire day, I was just like hiding and trying to literally go around.
When you find yourself in an overwhelmingly negative headspace of comparison, remember that we all go through it, and remind yourself that it is okay to do life at your own pace.